The 2026 Milan Cortina Olympics this winter, brought to you on KUAM TV8 by Bank of Hawaii. Reach your possible. KUAM News headlines are presented by Calvo's Insurance, protecting Micronesia for 85 years. Matson and the Adai Itano program. Apply at matson.com and McDonald's of Guam. I'm loving it.
Ahead on KUAM News Primetime.
A riot occurred at the domes at the Department of Corrections Manila compound. I'm Jonagan Charfis, and coming up, the director gives details.
A brazen armed robbery at a popular shopping mall leaves a family of Korean tourists in distress and is raising serious concerns about Guam's image as a safe destination. And Mitsuki Hirayama with the details coming up.
Could forward movement on the new Simon Sanchez High School be underway? More on the Department of Public Works' determination amid ongoing protest coming up.
Hafa and good evening. Welcome to KUAM News Primetime. I'm Destiny Cruz-Langus. Thanks so much for starting your week with us. A disturbance inside Guam's correctional facility is raising new concerns about overcrowding, inmate safety, and whether the Department of Corrections is stretched beyond capacity. Several pretrial detainees were injured after a riot broke out Friday evening at the Mangilao tent domes, prompting a lockdown, a high security response, and a criminal investigation now led by Guam Police. Jonagan Charfis has the story.
Just after 5 p.m. Friday, chaos broke out inside the tent dome housing units at the Adult Correctional Facility in Mangilao. The Department of Corrections Director Fred Bordallo Jr. says multiple pretrial detainees were involved in a disturbance that required an immediate tactical response.
An estimate of 12 inmates. I think majority of them are pretrial detainees, but one of them, I believe, is a convicted inmate that's in that housing area in that one dome. There are 3 domes that are they have an average of maybe 70 to 80 prisoners in them. They're all mostly pretrial, but we still have some convicted inmates that are there because of the shortage. The limitation of space we have here in Manila.
Corrections Special Operations personnel, along with officers from the Parole Division, were deployed to contain the situation. Several detainees were treated for minor injuries, and the affected housing unit was placed on lockdown as security levels were raised across the facility. Guam Police Department officers were called in and have now assumed the investigation, working alongside DOC's Strategic Threat Intelligence Unit. Officials say the disturbance may point to deeper concerns inside the overcrowded facility. The Mangilao tent domes are currently housing both pretrial detainees and convicted inmates, a mix the director acknowledges comes with heightened risk.
We're lucky that this sort of breach of security was mitigated. We can't predict what the next security breach could happen. It could be large. If this is escalated to 3 domes of 77 over, 200 inmates escalating, it would have been a worse situation.
Director Bordallo says his officers are operating on constant high alert, warning that without long-term solutions, similar incidents could happen again. The investigation remains ongoing, with findings expected to be forwarded to the Office of the Attorney General. DOC officials say additional details will be released as the probe continues. Bordallo wanting to get out to the public.
I just want to say to the public, we're blessed to have a dedicated, committed corrections force that we have here. I mean, the 12-hour shifts that they work, the response that they have to contain this incident, I have to give kudos to them, especially the resources that we have.
Jonagan Charfis, KUAM News.
In other news, an armed robbery targeting tourists at Guam Premier outlets is raising serious concerns about public safety and Guam's image as a safe place to visit. Guam police say a family, including a pregnant woman and an 11-month-old baby, was held at gunpoint in broad daylight, turning a routine shopping stop into a traumatic ordeal. 2 suspects are in custody, while a 3rd suspect remains at large. Mitsuki Hirayama reports.
Right here at the Guam Premier outlets in the middle of a busy Friday afternoon, police say a family of Korean tourists was held at gunpoint just steps away from the mall entrance. Authorities say the robbery happened in this parking lot in broad daylight with an infant in the vehicle, a detail that's raising serious concerns about Guam's image as a safe destination.
GPD says the armed robbery happened here Friday around 3:30 in the afternoon. According to investigators, the family had just parked near the Ross entrance when a red SUV followed them into the lot. As the driver opened his door, police say 34-year-old Jimmy Moses Hadley exited the SUV, pointed a firearm at the driver, and demanded money from everyone inside. Police say a second suspect, 27-year-old Justin Woolley, also approached the van with a firearm, taking cash, purses, and other belongings, including items from a diaper bag. A third man remained in the SUV with a rifle visible across his lap. Inside the victim's vehicle were 3 men, 2 women, one of them pregnant, and an 11-month-old baby. No one was physically injured, but Tourism Oversight Chair Senator Jesse Lujan, whose chief of staff spoke with the family at the precinct, say the family was traumatized.
There was, of course, being distraught, right? Midday, pretty much, and, broad daylight and a shopping center.
Within hours, police received an anonymous tip that led them to a home in Barrigada, where Hadley and Woolley were arrested, identified in a field lineup by the victims.
The victims identified the culprits of that, and they're arrested. And my understanding, of course, these 2 individuals that were arrested have a long rap sheet.
Court documents state Hadley has a long list of prior arrests to include murder. Detectives noted he wore an ankle monitor, appeared intoxicated, and yelled at officers, quote, "I'm going to kill you guys." Both men are now facing multiple felony charges, including robbery, use of a deadly weapon, theft, terrorizing, and child abuse. A third suspect has been identified as 31-year-old J. Boy Elias, who remains at large. Meantime, the fact that the victims were tourists, including a pregnant mother and an infant, is sparking concern over how this incident could impact Guam's recovering tourism industry.
Of course, it's a negative reflection of Guam. We're hoping and praying it doesn't. We don't know what, the social media, what's going to happen to folks who are maybe even contemplating and coming to Guam, and how this may change their minds about coming to Guam. So there's going to be some negative effects of that.
Lujan says crimes like this can quickly shape how Guam is viewed off-island, especially when visitors expect to feel safe in populated shopping areas in broad daylight.
All our efforts in trying to do this, trying to bring back our tourism to the island, this just gives, again, it's steps back. How many steps back, we'll see? I don't know at this point. We can try our best. Then the great thing about it is that these culprits were apprehended, pretty fast.
In response, Lujan says lawmakers are working to enhance legislation for vulnerable victims.
Any situation like this is not good at all, and it's a black eye.
Police say the investigation is ongoing. Anyone with information is asked to call Guam Police or Guam Crime Stoppers. Meantime, the 2 suspects remain in custody at the Department of Corrections, with cash bail set at $100,000 each. Matsuki Hirayama reporting for KUAM News.
A war of words between the governor's office and Senator Sean Gumatautau over the decertification of a secure room used by the Marianas Regional Fusion Center. The governor's office says the Department of Homeland Security memo does not place blame, question Guam's preparedness, or point to failures in emergency planning or public safety. Instead, the administration says the directive simply requires the secure room to be closed and relocated to a facility that meets updated federal standards, adding that standards evolve as threats and intelligence risks change. The governor's office says it is working directly with DHS to bring a compliant facility online, and criticized what is called attempts to national security. But Senator Gumatautau says the decertification confirms long-standing concerns raised by his committee, warning that Guam currently lacks the ability to store, process, or discuss classified national security information. He's urging the governor to immediately mobilize resources to relocate the secure room and restore access, warning that delays could jeopardize Guam's ability to detect and respond to emerging threats. Both sides agree the secure room must be relocated, but sharply disagree on how the issue should be framed and who bears responsibility as that process moves forward. Up to 75 temporary employees could be hired above step to help the Guam Housing and Urban Renewal Authority carry out the $500 million Fix and Six program. GURA's Board of Commissioners recently approved a resolution to authorize 6 government agencies to hire the additional employees, recognizing a need for more manpower. Those include Public Works, Parks and Recreation, Guam Environmental Protection Agency, Land Management, and the Chamorro Land Trust Commission. GURA's board and management forecasted challenges recruiting the temporary staff and authorized GURA Executive Director Elizabeth Napoli to hire above the minimum step of the position's pay grade up to step 10. As reported, Guam was allocated some $500.8 million through the Community Development Block Grant Disaster Recovery Grant to aid in the long-term recovery from Typhoon Mawar and the mitigation of future disasters. The 75 positions will be funded by the grant. GURA has until March 2031 to expend the entirety of the funds. Well, with high-stakes midterms approaching, President Trump used social media today to claim without evidence that U.S. elections are, quote, rigged. There's also news about the 2020 election and ballots seized by the FBI in Georgia.
This raid at an election hub 11 days ago, sparking new criticism from Democrats as the Trump administration zeroes in on voting in America.
The whole thing stinks to high heaven. And the fact is, Donald Trump cannot get over the fact that he lost Georgia in 2020, that he lost the election in 2020.
Last week, officials in Georgia also asked a federal court to order the FBI to return ballots and documents that were seized. Director of National Intelligence Tulsi Gabbard's attendance at the raid drawing questions from lawmakers.
I believe she has been totally inappropriate, showing up on a domestic criminal investigation.
The voting battle looms as President Trump has said he wants to take over elections from Democratic-run areas, with the November midterms on the horizon.
If a state can't run an election, I think the people behind me should do something about it.
The White House claims the president is referring to the SAVE Act. Today, in a post on Truth Social, the president once again claimed America's elections are rigged and stolen, while calling on Republicans to pass the legislation. CBS News election and law contributor David Becker.
We're seeing disinformation being spread, in this case by the President of the United States, targeted at his own supporters, at others who might not like the outcome of elections, and unfortunately some are believing it.
The bill would implement photo ID requirements when voting. Americans would also need to provide proof of citizenship when registering to vote. It's already illegal for non-citizens to cast ballots in federal elections. Willie James Inman, CBS News, West Palm Beach, Florida.
Time for a quick break. You're watching KUAM.
It's a new year, Guam, so let's start with the reset at Kmart. Make your move and start strong. Gear up with fitness equipment and fresh workout apparel. Fuel with wellness essentials, sugar-free options, protein, vitamins, and more. Organize and clear the clutter with easy storage solutions and cleaning essentials. And refresh your living space with new furniture and decor for your home. New year, new me. Your reset starts at Kmart Guam.
Now it pays to spread the Better Together experience. With our brand new referral program, you can earn up to $150 in account credits for every referral you bring in. That's right, family, neighbors, friends, even your coworkers. Just pass them your account name and account number. When they sign up for Docomo Pacific service and drop your info, cha-ching! Credit applied. So spread the word and start stacking those savings. Additional conditions may apply. Docomo Pacific, we're better together.
Welcome back to Primetime. Well, after months of delays, a new move aims to push the Simon Sanchez High School project forward, despite an ongoing procurement protest. Here's a full breakdown of the matter.
Moving forward with a new home for the Sharks. Over the weekend, the Office of the Governor issuing a statement detailing the Department of Public Works' determination to proceed with the award of the contract for a new Simon Sanchez High School, a move DPW says is necessary to protect the substantial interests of the government of Guam. They say that the determination has been sent to the Office of Public Accountability in accordance with applicable law. This means, in plain terms, if the OPA gives the green light, the determination would allow for the project to proceed while a protest is pending. It comes on the heels of second-ranked bidder in the project, General Pacific Services, appeal with the OPA in January, arguing that DPW failed to respond to its procurement protest concerning the project. As KUAM previously reported, the project has been stalled amid GPS's procurement protest, triggering an automatic stay, with demolition and groundbreaking put on hold back in November of last year. Governor Lulian Guerrero stating, quote, "This action is about our students and their families. Every delay has meant more lost instructional time, more disruption, and more strain on families and educators alike. This determination helps move us closer to what our students deserve: safe classrooms, full school days, and stability." While Lieutenant Governor Josh Tenorio adding, quote, "This determination makes the government responsive and responsible. It respects protections provided under Guam procurement law while recognizing the real and continuing impact delay has on our students. Our duty is to advance solutions while the process continues." The governor's office says both GDOE and Attorney General Doug Moyling concurred in the determination. Meantime, acting Guam Department of Education Superintendent Dr. Judy Wanpat recently noting progress with the temporary Simon Sanchez campus adjacent to FB Leon Guerrero Middle School on Guam Housing Corporation property, with $8 million already deposited by FEMA for the construction of the project. While a bill allowing for $16.4 million to be used for the financing and pre-development stage expenses for the Simon Sanchez High School project has been sent to the governor's desk for signature.
School Counseling Month officially kicked off on Guam with a proclamation signing recognizing the vital role school counselors play in supporting students' academic, social, and emotional well-being. School Counseling Month is observed in February, celebrating the importance of school counselors and the impact they have on students' lives every day. Nadine Cruz, president of GASC, honors the importance behind a school counselor.
The theme, School Counselors Amplify Student Success, reminds us that behind every successful student stands a caring, dedicated counselor, amplifying their potential, helping them find their voice, and guiding their journey. School counselors are advocates, mentors, problem solvers, and champions for every student's success.
From guiding students through challenges to celebrating their achievements, school counselors definitely make every day count. Well, now on Health Watch, the stomach flu, also known as norovirus, is on the rise both nationally and around the world. And while local health officials say there's no data showing a concerning increase here at home, they're still urging the public to take precautions. So here's what you should know and how to stay safe. Norovirus is a highly contagious virus that spreads through direct contact with an infected person by consuming contaminated food or drinks or by touching contaminated surfaces. Symptoms usually appear 12 to 48 hours after exposure and can include diarrhea, vomiting, nausea, and stomach pain. Anyone can get norovirus, and most people recover within 1 to 3 days. However, young children under 5, older adults, and those with weakened immune systems are at higher risk for more severe symptoms. To reduce your risk of exposure, health officials recommend washing your hands thoroughly with soap and water, cooking shellfish completely, and cleaning and disinfecting contaminated surfaces. And if you're feeling sick, stay home and remain home for at least 2 days after symptoms have stopped. For more information, visit www.cdc.gov/norovirus. A night of celebration with a purpose. The Guam Women's Club brought the community together with sequins, soul, and a whole lot of spirit filled the room, all to raise scholarship funds that help Guam students pursue higher education and a brighter future.
On Saturday night, the Guam Women's Club held their 70th annual Mardi Gras with the theme Glam, Rock, and Funk Fest. The annual celebration, benefiting the GWC's Scholarship Fund, was a festive affair with dancing, a live Mardi Gras jazz band to lead the parade, a costume contest, and choreographed performances from the Guam Women's Club. But the highlight of the evening was a surprise coronation of our very own Jason Solis as King Rex for 2026.
He has been employed with a prestigious TV station for over 25 years and is an anchor, broadcaster, journalist, sports writer, and a digital media manager. Ladies and gentlemen, we are very proud to present our 59 KUAM 2026 Mr. Jason.
Every year, the GWC bestows this honor to a gentleman in our community, and this year, Jason was chosen to wear the crown. He was genuinely surprised, but needless to say, he embraced the responsibility with pride and had a great time celebrating with the women and supporters of this very important community organization. The funds raised from this unforgettable evening go directly towards scholarships, support education, and empowering students across Guam year after year. As they say in New Orleans, let the good times roll. And that they did in the celebration of community.
And as the Seahawks sealed the win, watch parties across the island erupted in celebration. And our Victorious Falon was there as fans soaked in the moment.
Howdy guys, it's your boy Victorious. It's Super Bowl Monday on Guam, so you know the vibes. We're gonna get out, check out the fans, check out the parties, and see how everybody is feeling the Super Bowl 60. Let's go! Howdy guys, I'm here with one of the biggest KC fans I know, diehard.
Not one, the biggest.
It's a packed house here today.
Yeah, man, you know, this is a football culture here in Guam, and you know, most recently, I was speaking about how Guam's such a unique place to watch the Super Bowl, so we always try to throw a great Super Bowl party, and a lot of the fans come out and support it, you know.
So you guys are here watching a game, but repping the old man himself. So tell us more about what today means to you and the family.
Yeah, so it's our first, I guess, Super Bowl and Seahawks NFL season without my grandfather, and he was a huge Seahawks fan.
What was something that you expect from him today if he was here watching amazing?
Oh man, my grandpa is a big bettor when it comes to the Seahawks, so he definitely will be calling all his friends, and he would be so happy with how they're doing right now. He would be yelling right now if he was here.
You're here today to watch a good game, but what does watching Super Bowl mean to you?
Man, I can't explain how it is. It's ecstatic right now. It's tradition. Mm-hmm. It's tradition that goes back for decades.
Right. Yes.
And I look forward to continuing that tradition for hopefully decades more.
Just me growing up in the States. It was a big family time. Hanging around cousins and the whole family in the States. Yeah.
Always a great time hanging out with friends, getting in front of the TV, watching the halftime show. Always fun, man.
Yo, we're just happy to be here.
It's our first year hosting Super Bowl in this location, so we're really glad a lot of people have bought pre-sold tickets. Overall, everybody is getting along with each other, and I think everyone's enjoying themselves for our first Super Bowl.
The vibes are very great right now. Everyone's just enjoying their time.
Talk about the vibes there today, but most especially, I know you're a big Bad Bunny fan. Talk about the halftime show.
So the vibes at Antigua are amazing, but I have just one thing to say. Play Bad Bunny!
I enjoyed it. Nana, to be honest, I really couldn't hear because everybody was screaming, but I know the vibes were up, and I wanted to also dance, get out of my seat. So after this, I'm gonna rewatch it and listen to it fully.
Awesome.
Very Spanish.
What was the vibe you were getting from it?
Party.
Go Chiefs, baby!
I'm an Eagles fan, so go Birds. Shout out H-Town, Texans, hold it down.
Hey, go Colts.
Bear down.
Seahawks, baby!
Super Bowl 60, the vibes crazy all over the island. People having fun, having a great time, watching a great game, enjoying good food, and that's what Super Bowl means to everybody. And that's pretty much what Super Bowl means to the whole world. That pretty much wraps it up. My name is Victorious for KUAM News. Let's go.
Now for a look at your world at home. Here's a view of our beloved Laddie Stones at the Angel Santos Memorial Park in Hagåtña.
I think it's time for some new shoes.
Hey Kara, how much money is in my account?
This is your remaining balance.
Kara, I forgot my password. Again. Could you help me out?
I've sent you steps to reset your password.
Thanks, Kara.
Honey, quick bank stop before the beach.
Sounds good, hon. Yeah. Kara, how do I get a loan?
I've provided a link with your loan options.
Thanks, Kara.
Thanks, Kara.
Don't need a work break, keep the smile on your face. The moments you can't replace, and I'll be around. Whoa. You can count on me. You can count on me for life.
Wherever life takes you, we're always here for you. Calvo's Insurance. Count on us for life.
Wesley kicks out. Simon, big three. Oh, baby!
Peace all on the track.
Wesley kicks out. Simon, big three. Oh, baby!
GU Self Storage, located in Harmon next to McDonald's, offers a variety of storage units. With rates starting as low as $95 per month, we offer complimentary use of dollies, push carts, Pines hand trucks, and pallet jack, with a fully covered loading and unloading areas and ADA accessible units. We offer 24-hour CCTV surveillance monitoring, alarm, and individual pin-coded gate and door access. Because your safety is our priority. GU Self Storage, voted Pika's Best in 2024. Call 671-648-7867 today.
Freedom, that's a cheap thing. Freedom to ignore this, that's a cheap thing. Sacrificing facial hair to nature and involuntary blood donations, cheap things. No one signs up for an 800-pound bear chase. But if it happens, cheap thing. VIP parking, exfoliating, treating gravity like a suggestion, saying, it'll dry. Free-range parenting, forgetting if that's a moose or an elk, all cheap things. Remembering without saying it, couldn't be more of a cheap thing. Sweating your tail off, freezing your tail off, an American saving another American's tail. Cheap things. Making a cheap vehicle for only people with cash like him? Not a cheap thing. Or confusing capability with unaffordability? No, not a cheap thing. Making adventure affordable? Now that's a cheap thing. So we're bringing you more cheap things this year, because cheap things should be everyone's thing.
The sausage egg biscuit is perfect.
Now it comes with hot honey sauce.
I stand corrected.
News Bites is brought to you by Docomo Pacific, Better Together, and Fresco Clothing, original custom design apparel of Guam and the Marianas.
Half a day Guam, I'm Jonagan Charfris and welcome to your News Bites. Well, the Guam Women's Chamber of Commerce is holding their February monthly meeting on Thursday, February 12th at the Crown Plaza Resort from 8:30 a.m. to 10:30 a.m. A special presentation on leading with integrity and influence will follow with a Q&A session with power hitter panelists. The session is designed to equip you with the tools to lead you as your best self. For tickets, head on over to guamwomenschamber.com/events. Well, the Special Olympics Guam is holding a t-shirt fundraiser to commemorate their 50th anniversary. To place your order, email laura@specialolympicsgu.org or jerry@specialolympicsgu.org. $25 and in limited quantity, so get yours today. And the Guam Dental Society is, in celebration of National Children's Dental Health Month, is holding a free dental health fair on Sunday, February 15th from 10 a.m. to 2 p.m. at the Micronesia Mall Center Court. There'll be health education, face painting, raffle prizes, pediatric dental screening, and so much more. And of course, if you missed today's News Bites, you can head on over to KUAM.com or on our social media platforms.
It is the last weekend of the NFL season, so you know who's going to be celebrating? Our birthday babies this week. So we say happy birthday to Francisca Josephine Mendiola Munya, who celebrates birthday number 11 on Saturday. And happy birthday, my baby. This is coming from very, very proud daddy and mommy. And on Super Sunday, well, one more day for us here in the islands before the big game, Maria Atalig, who celebrates birthday number 14. Maria, we love you, says a very, very proud family. You know what? Whether you're go Seahawks or go Pats, that's all cool and everything. But when it's your birthday, it's go you each and every day, especially today. So we hope you have a good one. Want to wish your special someone a happy birthday? Just click the QR code here on your screen or email birthdayclub@kuam.com.
And that's your primetime show. Thanks for watching. I'm Destiny Cruz-Lingus. Have a safe evening and stay beautiful.
All right, welcome to the podcast, Veterans with Benefits. I'm Karina Balesta
and I'm Ray Shinohara.
All right, so today we're going to talk about the notes that we received from Senator Vince Borja. He had a meeting with Dr. McDermott at CBOC, and then we're going to talk about the bill. The bill number was
20238.
And that was
the Guam Veterans Higher Education Act.
Oh, that's amazing. So Senator Vince Borja reached out to me and he sent me a summary of notes that he had or took when he met with Dr. McDermott up at the CBOC, the Community-Based Outpatient Clinic, the VA clinic. And when I was reading it, I thought, was this like an official meeting? I didn't know what it was until I took the time to read it. And then I said, can you frame this and push it out and make it, like a more official notification, right? So that I could share with veterans. So
fresh off the press, we got some information about the CBOC expansion, and here we go.
And it's, you know, breath of fresh air because we don't have this kind of communication.
Yeah.
Right? So veterans, they just know. They go to their appointment up at CBOC. They show up, the date, the time, try to find some parking, and no one's telling us what's going on.
Yeah.
It's like word of mouth, veteran to veteran. You know, did you know you could do this? Did you know you could do that? And that's unacceptable as a veteran, especially for healthcare. So the first thing he asked about was the VA facility expansion. So that's the new annex in Dedido in front of GRMC.
Yep.
So you have the GRMC, then you have that empty building there.
Yeah, on the right, in the entrance. Yep.
Yes. So I think for a few years now, they were supposed to move in. So now they're targeted to open May to June of 2026. And they cited some of the challenges they had was personnel. So the services will be split between that annex, the current VA clinic, and the Naval Hospital, because some veterans do get services there.
Yep.
Did you ever get any services at Naval Hospital? So I know we can do our labs. We can do, I think,
Radiology.
hearing and vision.
Yep.
Yes, at the Naval Hospital, and there is, I think, 1 or 2 doctors at Naval Hospital. So when a veteran has to see their doctor and that doctor is located at Naval Hospital, that alleviates the parking situation, right? Because they don't have to fight for the CBOC parking.
And I think it's definitely worth noting that if a veteran is experiencing an emergency, especially a medical emergency, it is okay to go to Naval Hospital as your emergency facility to go to.
And some of the veterans don't know that.
They don't.
So if they have that veteran health identification card that says service connected, they can go to Naval
Absolutely.
Hospital. And they didn't know that. You're right.
Yep.
They don't know that. So this is supposed to reduce the wait times, right? It's supposed to improve access and ease overcrowding.
Yeah, especially if you're traveling from up north trying to go to the CBOC. Now it's a little bit closer being in Dedido. And just make it a little more convenient for those veterans.
And I think that's what we talked about, right? Because we had Senator Borja on air with us last night, and you know, that's something that he did say was this was more of a help the community. And I think he talked about, was it villages? Like what village you were from? Was that you or was it him? I'm trying to remember who said that.
I forget.
Yeah, that was a good show though. And then expanded improved services, so pulmonology, cardiology, neurology, because right now a lot of veterans, if they need a hearing test, guess where they go?
Naval Hospital.
Saipan.
Oh, Saipan.
Yeah, so there's some veterans being sent to Saipan.
Wow.
For their hearing test and for fitting for their hearing aids.
Okay, wow.
For their hearing aids. And you know, traveling.
Didn't know that.
Yes, traveling is hard on veterans.
Yeah, absolutely.
Because you have to coordinate the ticket, the lodging, and a lot of veterans don't know that they get reimbursed for traveling through the VA.
And it's definitely worth noting, because I talked to a couple last night about that traveling, especially to Tripler. You know, some of them feel uncomfortable, especially with some of the conditions that they have. You know, changing those atmospheres can definitely hurt them in ways that we may not, acknowledge. So, some changes here to help out, but at the end of the day, we still struggle with some of these accesses to care that we have, where we have to travel to somewhere else, away from family and friends to support and take care of us too.
You're right, because there are some veterans who have not left this island.
Yeah.
And, to
And
force them to do it.
And they won't.
Yeah, you're right. They won't. Yep.
You see this here at Taco Bell, we're calling them, wait for it, nuggets. They're nothing like classic nugs, but you're just gonna have to accept that. I mean, we could have called them anything really, like Derek. No backstory, just Derek. But nuggets is already baked into everyone's memories, and so is Hidden Valley Ranch, obviously. And we mixed it with Diablo.
Diabolical.
Crispy chicken nuggets from Taco Bell, a brand new classic.
So some of the other expanded services are urology, respiratory therapy, CPAP support. Because there are a lot of veterans who get the CPAP machine.
Yeah, have
and
to wait
it
for
just
Hawaii
sits
to
there.
come over. Yeah.
Yes, it just sits there because they don't know how to use it, or the airflow is too too fast, so they need it adjusted.
Yeah.
So hopefully,
definitely worth exploring. the full face mask. If you are ripping off your nose, your nasal one, like go for the full. It's definitely worth changing up. Some people don't get that option when they go through their little sleep study consultation with the doctor. I just found that out. It's amazing. Just tried it. Get better sleep. Use the full face mask if you can.
That's good. And then there's also EMG testing and prosthetics, prosthetic support. So if you need a brace for anything, ask. And then they said there'll be a basic point of care lab coming soon. I'm not sure what that means. Maybe they're going to have a phlebotomist there taking labs. Not sure what that means. And then urgent medications available through the pharmacy. Have you seen the pharmacy or been to the pharmacy at the CBOC?
No.
So
yes, I have.
So it looks like a vending machine.
Yeah, it is a vending machine, right? You have to put the code in and, scan this here and there. But that's just for their supply that they can. But for the most part, it comes to the mail.
Right. All of our medicine comes from Matsunaga. Spark and Matsunaga, the VA clinic in Hawaii.
Yeah.
This next one, PACT Act and veteran enrollment. So he said that veteran enrollment increased by approximately 1,000 in the past year, and that is a great number. It's great, for the VA to finally recognize that there are veterans here, a lot of veterans here, and the word is getting out. Veterans, go use your benefits.
Yeah.
Go register at the CBOC because especially for the retirees.
Yeah.
The retirees think, oh, I'm just going to go to Naval Hospital and that's fine.
Yeah.
But the difference between a retiree and a 30% or more service-connected veteran with the CBOC is the Naval Hospital will not, TRICARE will not pay for you to travel to Tripler.
Yeah.
They're just going to give you the appointment in Tripler, see you later, bye, don't forget to bring the records. But if you are 30% or more service-connected, the VA pays for you, your spouse, or someone to accompany you if you're having surgery, and they pay for your lodging, your airfare, and then you get reimbursed your meals.
Yeah.
So that's the difference. And so we hope that more veterans who are retirees are registering at the CBOC.
Yeah, and it's definitely worth registering, especially for the PACT Act, because that's going to cover you later down the road. Some people, they're veterans, they haven't registered, they don't really care at this point. But if any conditions arise later down the road that is related to their service, especially overseas, like they could be taken care of. We don't want to experience the same things we had with individuals that are exposed to with Agent Orange, right? And they're also included into the PACT Act.
Right.
So if they are, presenting conditions that would eventually lead to cancer or, their degradation of their health, they can be seen and helped at the VA clinic and utilize VA services. So it's definitely worth taking your time and registering at the VA.
Yes, definitely. And then another point he brought up, approximately 6,000 veterans are currently enrolled. So right now, if you get access to the VA healthcare, right, so you fall under the PACT Act or the PACT Act expansion, or you have a service connection, there are 6,000 veterans. You go there and you say, okay, I want to make my first appointment. They're either going to say, okay, we have an appointment in the next few weeks, or you can go out to the community, which is called Care in the Community. So they can go to AMC. First, they ask them, who are you seeing out in the community? Do you want to stay there? So what that means is they can use TriWest to use Care in the Community. So the VA will be paying for it now. So that's one thing that the veterans are offered.
Guam's auto appearance specialist, Elegant Reflections, has been providing the automotive industry with professional detailing and car care products at its highest quality, from complete detailing, full interior detailing, exterior detailing, headlamp restoration, hand washing, seat and carpet shampoo, engine degreasing, undercarriage cleaning, paint sealant, fabric protection, paint oxidation removal, and so much more. Visit us at our new location. Call 646-5555 for an appointment. Elegant Reflections, Guam's auto appearance specialist, over 20 years of experience.
The next thing they talked about was outreach and registration events. So those are held twice a year, March to May and October to November. So I kind of have an issue with this because they go and they set up at a hotel or a mall, but then not all the veterans know to go there.
Yeah.
Not all of them can get a ride there. Sometimes I get a call from a veteran who lives down south and he says, I don't have any transportation there. How is anyone going to help me? And so, I said, well, let's work with your mayor and let's see if they can get you down there.
Yeah.
So I'm a fan of let's go to where the veterans are.
Yeah.
Which is
absolutely
important.
right. And when we do that, a lot of times, especially with the village outreaches that you guys do, it's a lot of people talking about what's happening, right? So it's a veteran telling another veteran, and they're dragging them around. And I think that's something that we should do a little bit more as an island, is let other veterans know, hey, Par, are you are you going to the VA function or whatever, because they're talking about the PACT Act or whatever updates. And I think we should be sharing that kind of information, because not everybody is connected, whether it be social media, snail mail, or whatever. But we should continue the word of mouth, hey, to take care of each other. Hey, there's something going on here. We should check it out. And a lot of times just that conversation will make the person who doesn't want to be a part of it, doesn't want to register, doesn't want VA help, that one conversation will lead them to getting VA health care or the support that they need in their life with the VA systems or the veteran systems.
And that happens a lot. A lot of veterans, they bring their veteran to the HMI boot camps that are happening. And I say, hey, what are you doing here? Because, I know a lot of veterans are already like in the process or going through the journey of their VA claims, right? I was like, hey, are you okay? And they're like, oh, no, I brought my brother here.
Yeah.
I brought my brother-in-law here.
He's a vet.
I brought my cousin.
Yeah.
And then they stay the whole time, right? Because the boot camp is 3 days long. They stay the whole time. And then and they just make sure they stay.
Yeah.
Because we know a lot of veterans who are stubborn, who say, I'm not worth it.
Yeah.
I don't need it. Nothing happened to me. Or they're just too, I don't know, what's the word?
Scared.
They're
scared.
To claim anything, or they think that I didn't deploy or I didn't lose a leg, but that's not what filing a claim is.
And that's not what the VA benefit is for.
No,
it's there
it's
to
not.
take care of you if you
Yes.
have experienced or have any injuries sustained because of service. Like it's an entitlement that you have that a lot of people don't take advantage of, and it's there for you, not for anybody else. It's for you if you rate it.
Right, and your dependents. Yes.
Yeah.
And the next thing I talked about is VA staff can attend village or community events upon request. And so this is true. So when we have our benefits boot camp, the registration team, the healthcare registration team from the CBOC used to come and they would register veterans on the spot.
Yep.
So they would just need their DD 214, they'll fill out a 1010 EZ or a 1010 EZR, and that would get them access to the benefits.
Yeah.
Which is good. And so a veteran, testified. He registered with them at the benefits boot camp. The very next day, he was getting a phone call to make his first appointment.
Yeah.
So it works. So even if you can't make it up to the CBOC, and hopefully you attend one of these outreach events, they're there. And so I did ask, because we have our second annual Veteran Summit coming up at Anderson. I asked the VA staff to attend it so that some veterans can get enrolled.
Yeah, cool.
Technology and access.
Yeah.
Oh gosh, a lot of veterans, the VA is pushing us online. They want us to be on the app, they want us to be on the website, and to get access is not easy.
No, definitely not.
You have to verify your identity.
Yep.
That either requires you to get your driver's license, social
DD
security
14,
card, passport.
Yep.
And some veterans only have a phone.
Yeah.
They
Some don't even have a phone.
You're right.
Yeah.
And the VA requires it.
Yeah. So just speaking about that, right, we have the VA. If you don't have access to technology, they will give you that. It's a part of their assistive technology. It's under the prosthetics program to give you the technology so you could, encompass your health around communication with the VA. They have access to it. All you have to do is ask for it, and they'll probably give you an iPad. It's not meant to play video games on. It's meant to access your care, to check your messages and everything. And, the accessing VA online is hard, but once you get to understand it, it is very helpful. You can do your medication on it, check your benefits on it, talk to your doctor and your PAC team on it, and just have control over your health and well-being when it comes to being a veteran. So definitely worth checking in on. And if you don't know how to use technology, like they'll help you figure it out. If you have a hard time registering, like that's what I do for HMI is I help people register with that green button that's on the VA help thing. I'm really good at it.
ID.me.
Yeah, ID.me.
Yes.
All you need is a DD-214 and 2 valid, identification cards.
Yes. So once they get access to ID.me, I mean VA.gov,
Yep.
there are 2 tabs. So there's My Healthy Vet and My VA. So My VA is where they access all the benefits, right? But My Healthy Vet is where, like you said earlier, you can order your medicines, you can make an appointment, you can talk to your care team, and you can download your medical records. A lot of veterans don't know they can download their medical
and then
records.
transfer it over to the
right there.
Yeah.
Yes. So
because
My
we
VA,
remember they don't talk to each other.
they do not. It's unfortunate. They don't talk to each other. So
Yeah.
you have to download your medical records on one tab and upload it to My VA on the other tab for your benefits. It's
Don't assume that they know.
they don't.
Just give it to them.
I know. Every time a veteran says, "But they have my records," no, they don't.
Yeah.
You have to actually give it to them.
Not that side.
No, they don't. Then he talked about a 24-hour VA hotline. It's available for assistance. So I'm thinking he's talking about the VA White House hotline. So that exists. That's 24/7. So if a veteran's having an issue with travel, with appointments, with referrals, with their claim, they can call a 24-hour hotline. They also talked about expanding orientation support. So there is an orientation they do. I forgot what the lady said. I don't know if it's the first Tuesday of every month or the last Tuesday of every month. I wish I wrote it down, but I did speak to them about it. So there's an orientation you can ask for the next time you go to your CBOC appointment, your VA appointment up at the clinic. Tell your doctor, can you please register me for the orientation?
Right.
Because you're going to go to the First Hawaiian Bank building, the VA office. I think it's on the 3rd floor.
3rd floor.
And they're going to sit there and they're going to listen to, I think it's a social worker who tells them all about the benefits or their health care they have at the CBOC. And then they talked about how digital access remains challenging for some elderly veterans. I think we covered that already.
Yep.
And we know what I tell veterans, download the VA app, and if you need help, ask your grandkids or your kids to help you navigate it. But it's once they start using it, it's easy. They can order their medications, they can file for reimbursement. So a lot of veterans don't know that when you travel to the VA clinic, you can get your mileage, and then you can do all of that right there on the app.
Freedom, that's a cheap thing. Freedom to ignore this, that's a cheap thing. Sacrificing facial hair to nature and involuntary blood donations, cheap things. No one signs up for an 800-pound bear chase. But if it happens, cheap thing. VIP parking, exfoliating, treating gravity like a suggestion, saying, it'll dry. Free-range parenting, forgetting if that's a moose or an elk, all cheap things. Remembering without saying it. Couldn't be more of a cheap thing. Sweating your tail off, freezing your tail off, and Americans saving another American's tail. Cheap things. Making a cheap vehicle for only people with cash like him? Not a cheap thing. Or confusing capability with unaffordability? No, not a cheap thing. Making adventure affordable? Now that's a cheap thing. So we're bringing you more cheap things this year, because cheap things should be everyone's thing.
Mental health services. They said mental health staffing remains limited. I'm not sure. Do they have just social workers up there, psychologists?
They have psychiatrists that's out there. They have counselors and therapists at the vet center. So mental health, obviously important. They have them there. It's just you may not be able to get it on a regular basis, or it may be limited because of the staffing that they have. But they have it, and it's definitely worth registering for and getting the help if that's what you need.
And I know some veterans say they go there for the mental health support, or they have online
They do, yeah.
support.
Yeah. So, all you have to do is talk to your PAC team, and if you don't have a readily available counselor or therapist, or don't want to like see somebody here on Guam because everybody's related to each other, knows whatever it happens, you could see somebody online, and that's one of the best parts about technology is the access to that kind of care. It's just talking with somebody, and they have the same kind of authority and power as somebody that you would see at the VA. It's just now you're seeing somebody in Hawaii or California or Utah or somewhere that's associated with the VA healthcare system, and you could see a counselor or a therapist like right on the spot, if that's what you need. Or you can have a regular thing. The VA at the CBOC will give you their own room, and you'll talk to your counselor there. If not, then over your phone, over a secured line that the VA will give you.
And that's important. Mental health is very important. And getting the monthly or maybe every 3 months, being able to talk to mental health specialists is very important.
Super important.
So another challenge they have is recruiting additional therapists and case managers. So they said that's ongoing.
Yeah, it always happens, especially with the doctors that we have. And we hear about it all the time. Some of us have seen primary cares, in like a decade, maybe 4 or 5 of them, because they just rotate out of here. And that's a crappy part about living on an island and not having people who want to invest into here. But another thing is we could have our people start becoming those specialists and filling in those roles, so we don't have to worry about them living, because they're residents here and they live here and they're invested into the island. So
what you're basically saying is hire local.
Hire local. I'm a social worker. I'm not working at the VA.
Yes. Okay. So how the community can help: share the VA registration information with veterans. HMI has been a very, very successful nonprofit organization that gets the word out to veterans.
Yeah.
And we go where the veterans are, to all the villages. So this month we're going to have the Veteran Summit up at Anderson. You need base access to attend that.
Yeah.
February 10 to 12, and then the next boot camp would be in March, and that's going to be in Lawton Mayor's office. So let's just jump to the bill. I know we talked a lot about the update from the senator about CBOC, but let's jump to the bill.
Yeah, so Senator Vince Borja, wrote a bill, 20238, which is the Guam Veterans Higher Education Act, which is an additional benefit to the benefits we already have. So you have to exhaust all the federal benefits in order to use this for not just yourself, but possibly your family. And whatever situation that you have where you need extra funding to accomplish getting your degree, whether it's a bachelor's or master's degree, this bill helps us achieve that goal, right? It's definitely limited, and but it's a benefit that's out there. And if you want to know more, it's on public record now. It took a lot. And, Senator Borja definitely, was championing that fight to make sure that we get the benefit of higher education, right? Because some people may have the GI Bill, the Montgomery, they may use voc rehab and may have not been successful and may need additional help to get that. But I challenge everybody, talk to a counselor or an advisor to make sure you maximize on your education benefits to accomplish your goal, whether it's employment or receiving that degree. Education is important, and we forget that we put in the time and energy to get that kind of benefit. And we should never forget that our service is recognized by the federal government and now Guam to get those kind of benefits. It's still on it's just on the governor's desk to be signed. So hopefully soon it gets signed, and then now we have access to that additional benefit. But it did take a group of people to champion that bill.
And 2 days it took, right?
It's about 2 days watch online too, but it's definitely worth trying for. Watching.
Well, I think it's a great bill because veterans have to exhaust the already federal benefits that they have for education, right? And the federal benefits, a lot of veterans don't know how to use it.
Yeah.
So they probably lose it faster than